I'm looking at my calendar for low season this year, and it's nearly completely booked. Now, I know what you're thinking because most Airbnb hosts see their occupancy drop to 20 or 30% during slow season. But here's the thing. These 7 strategies help me fill my slow season calendar, and just one of them got a B&B Tribe member $3,000 in new bookings in just 3 days. So stick around because number 5 is the one everyone overlooks, and it's probably costing you bookings right now. Hi, I'm James Fedek, co-author of Airbnb for Dummies and one of the world's leading short-term rental educators. Over my 8 years of hosting through every market cycle, I've personally managed dozens of listings while earning a full-time income myself and traveling the world full-time. I've been featured in some of the world's biggest publications and helped thousands of hosts to level up their hosting. Through B&B Mastery, I've helped over 800 hosts to optimize their business, plus helped over 700 people launch successful co-hosting careers. I'm here to help you with your short-term rental. Let's jump right into strategy number 1, leveraging Airbnb promotions. Now, Airbnb promotions are one of the most underutilized tools on the platform, especially during slow season. Here's how they work. You go into your calendar, select the dates you want to promote, and Airbnb will suggest a discounted price. But here's the key. You're not just getting a discount, you're getting a massive algorithm boost. Airbnb shows your listing to way more people when you're running a promotion. And I'm not just talking theory here. A member of B&B Tribe used this exact strategy and got $3,000 in bookings in just 3 days. Just 3 days during slow season. Here's how to set them up strategically. First, look at your calendar and identify your biggest gaps. Don't promote everything, just the dates that are sitting empty. Second, make sure the promoted price still makes sense for you. If Airbnb suggests 20% off, but you're only getting 10% occupancy, that discount might actually earn you more than an empty night. Third, and this is important, run promotions for at least 7 to 14 days. Airbnb needs time to push your listing to more people. The common mistake, hosts set the discount too small. If you're only discounting 5%, guests aren't motivated to book, and Airbnb isn't motivated to promote you. During slow season, you want to be aggressive. 10 to 20% off gets attention. Strategy number 2, expand to multiple platforms. Here's what most hosts don't understand about slow season. The problem isn't just that fewer people are traveling. It's that fewer people are seeing your listing. Impressions become your limiting factor. Think about it this way. If 100 people see your listing and 10 book, you've got a 10% conversion rate. But if only 20 people see your listing during slow season, you're only getting 2 bookings, even with the same conversion rate. This is where Vrbo and Booking.com become absolutely critical. You're not just diversifying your booking sources, you're multiplying your impressions. Someone searching for a place on Vrbo isn't seeing your Airbnb listing at all. That's lost opportunity. Hosts typically see a 20 to 30% increase in total bookings when they're listed on all 3 platforms compared to just Airbnb alone. During slow season, that difference can literally be the difference between profitable and bleeding money. Strategy number 3, email marketing campaigns. This is where things get really interesting because you're taking control of your marketing instead of just hoping that Airbnb shows your listing to more people. Here's the reality. You've got past guests who loved staying at your property and they're planning trips right now, but they're not thinking about your listing because they're on Airbnb seeing hundreds of other places. Email marketing puts you directly in their inbox, reminding them about your property and giving them a reason to book with you again. First, you need to collect those email addresses. The best way to do this is with a tool called StayFi. It's a device that plugs into your existing Wi-Fi router, and when guests connect to your Wi-Fi, they enter their email address instead of a password, just like hotels do. That way you're building your email list automatically with every single guest who stays. Now, here's the email campaign structure that actually works and converts. You want to send monthly emails during slow season, and each email should do 3 main things. 1, remind them about your property with beautiful photos. 2, highlight what makes that specific month special. Maybe it's fall colors, maybe it's ski season, maybe it's the peace and quiet of off season. 3, include a special offer. This could be a discount, a free late checkout, a free night if they book multiple nights. The timing matters here too. Send these emails at the beginning of each month when people are planning their schedules. And here's a pro tip. Segment your list. Send different messages to people who stayed in summer versus those who stayed in winter. Summer guests might love coming back for a cozy winter getaway, and winter guests might want to see the property in a different season. If you want the exact email templates we use that convert past guests into repeat bookings, they're right inside B&B Tribe, along with our complete StayFi setup guide. We also have training on advanced marketing strategies that covers email automation, and one of our members just landed 3 brand new bookings in 10 days using these exact systems. The link to join B&B Tribe is down in the description, but let's move on to the next strategy. Strategy number 4, create compelling reasons to book. During peak season, your location might be enough. Beach property in summer, done. Ski cabin in winter, booked. But during slow season, you need to give people a reason to choose your property over staying home or going somewhere else. This is where amenities become absolutely critical. Hot tubs are magic during cold months. Think about it. Who wants to sit in a hot tub when it's 90 degrees outside? But in January, when it's snowing, that hot tub becomes the main attraction. Fireplaces work in sort of the same way. Games rooms and home theaters become more valuable when outdoor activities aren't as appealing. But here's the key. You need to highlight these amenities properly. Don't just list them in your amenities section. Put photos of your hot tub as your first or second image. Write about it in your description. Talk about how guests love using the hot tub after a day of outdoor exploring. Paint the picture for guests of the experience they're gonna have. And if you don't have these amenities, think about what you can add. A fire pit can cost $300 and give guests s'mores and outdoor ambiance. Board games and puzzles cost almost nothing, but give families something to do together. A real nice coffee setup with a quality machine and local beans can draw morning people into your property. The photography matters here too. If you've got a fireplace, take photos with a fire going. If you've got a hot tub, take photos at dusk or in the evening with the lights on. You're selling the experience, not just the feature. Strategy number 5 is competitive pricing strategy. This is the one that most hosts get wrong, and it's costing them bookings every single day. Here's what usually happens. Slow season arrives, bookings drop, and hosts panic and slash their prices by 50%. Or they refuse to lower prices at all because they don't want to devalue their property. Both approaches are wrong. The first mistake is going too cheap too fast. When you drop your prices dramatically, you're training the market to expect low prices from you. Plus, you're often attracting guests who are price shopping, not quality shopping. Those aren't your ideal guests. The second mistake is being too stubborn with pricing. If you're sitting at 30% occupancy because your prices are the same as peak season, then you're losing money. An empty night earns you $0. A discounted night still earns you something, covers your fixed costs, and keeps your property active in the algorithm. Here's the right approach. Dynamic pricing that responds to market conditions. I personally use Price Labs for this. It automatically adjusts my rates based on local demand, events, and my occupancy levels. During slow season, it might lower my prices by 15 to 20%, but it does it strategically based on real data. The sweet spot is this. Price yourself slightly below your competition for slow season. Not the cheapest, but attractive enough that guests choose yours over similar properties. You want to be filling your calendar at slightly lower rates rather than having an empty calendar hoping for full price bookings that never come. Here's the math. Let's say that your normal rate is $200 per night. During slow season, if you drop to $160 but increase your occupancy from 30% to 70% as a result, you've more than doubled your revenue. It's not even close. Before we move on to strategy number 6, I want to talk about the tool that makes all of this pricing stuff actually work without driving you nuts. And that's Price Labs. Look, I just spent the last few minutes talking about competitive pricing and dynamic adjustments, but here's the reality. Manually updating your prices every single day based on occupancy, local events, and competitor rates, that's just not sustainable. You'll burn out within a few weeks. And that is where Price Labs becomes absolutely essential, especially during slow season when every booking really matters. Here's what Price Labs does that you can't do manually. It monitors your local market in real time, then tracks your competitors' pricing, factors in local events and holidays, and then automatically adjusts your rates to keep you competitive without racing you to the bottom. During slow season, Price Labs will strategically lower your rates when demand is soft, but here's the key. It does it based on actual data, not panic. And when there's a random surge in demand because of a local event that you didn't even know about, Price Labs catches it and raises your rates automatically. I mentioned earlier about using graduated minimums based on booking window. Well, Price Labs automates that too. It can set different minimum stays for last minute bookings versus far out bookings, weekends versus weekdays, or peak versus off peak, all automatically. The member I mentioned who got $3,000 in bookings using Airbnb promotions, they're also using Price Labs to optimize every single night. That's how you stack strategies that actually work together. If you want to try Price Labs out for yourself, there's a link in the description down below. They're sponsoring this video, but I've been using and recommending them to hosts and using their software myself for years. So trust me, if you're serious about filling your slow season calendar without manually adjusting prices every single day, Price Labs is worth every penny. Now, strategy number 6 is strategic listing updates. Your listing should not look the same in January as it does in July. Think about what you're highlighting and how you're presenting your property. During summer, you're probably showcasing outdoor spaces, patios, and sunshine. During winter, you need to shift that focus entirely. Here's what to change. First, your description. Add language about cozy, warmth, comfort. Talk about curling up by the fire, hot chocolate, and peaceful getaways. Remove or downplay outdoor summer activities unless they're still actually relevant. Second, reorder your photos. Your primary photo should reflect the season. If you've got a photo of your living room with a fire going and cozy blankets, that's your lead image for winter. Your outdoor patio photo, move that to position 15 or 20. Third, and this is subtle but important, update your house manual or guidebook with seasonal information. Where are the best winter hiking trails? Which restaurants are open year round? What indoor activities are nearby? You're helping guests plan their slow season trip, which makes them more likely to enjoy their stay and leave a more positive review. The impact of these updates, I typically see a 10 to 15% increase in my conversion rate just from seasonal optimization. People are searching differently during slow season, and your listing needs to match what they're actually looking for. Next, strategy number 7 is to adjust your minimum night stays. This one's all about flexibility. During peak season, you can require 3, 4, even 7 night minimums because demand is so high. But during slow season, those long minimums are killing your occupancy. So here's the strategy. Lower your minimum stays to 2 nights for most of your slow season calendar. This opens up weekend getaway bookings, which are still happening even when longer vacations aren't. A couple looking for a quick escape isn't going to book your property if you require 4 nights. They'll just find someone else who'll take their money for 2 nights. But here's where it gets strategic. Use graduated minimums based on your booking window. For dates that are more than 60 days out, maybe you keep a 3-night or 4-night minimum. You've got time to fill those dates with longer bookings. But for dates that are 30 days out or less, drop that down to 2 nights. You're trying to fill gaps now, not hold out for the perfect, more ideal booking. The math on turnover costs matters here too. Yes, a 2-night booking means more cleaning fees relative to revenue. But here's the thing. Your cleaner is already coming after every guest anyway. Whether that guest stayed for 2 nights or 5 nights, your cleaning cost is the same. So a 2-night booking at $160 per night is still $320 in revenue minus that cleaning. That's still profitable. One critical warning though, avoid 1-night stays during slow season. I know it's tempting to take any booking you can get, but 1-night stays are where your problem guests tend to come from. Parties, noise complaints, and bad reviews are disproportionately going to come from 1-night bookings. So keep your 2-night minimum as your floor for most properties. You can implement all of this super simply using Price Labs, by the way. And we've got detailed training showing you exactly how to do it inside B&B Tribe. Okay, that's 7 total strategies that can completely transform your slow season. The combined impact of these strategies, I went from worrying about my slow season occupancy to having a nearly full calendar. And that $3,000 win I mentioned, that was just from Airbnb promotions alone. Imagine what happens when you stack all 7 of these strategies together. Now, if you want to go even deeper on these strategies, inside B&B Tribe, you'll get access to our advanced pricing strategies training, which includes complete Price Lab setup. You'll also get our booking optimization playbook, and that breaks down each one of these tactics into even more detail. Not just that, but you'll also get our email marketing templates that I mentioned earlier, listing optimization checklist, and you'll join a community of hosts who are all crushing it. Members like Fahim, who just landed his first $15,000 reservation, and Sarah, who went from guest favorite to one of the top 10% of listings on all of Airbnb. Plus, there are weekly community calls and expert webinars where we dive deep into strategies just like these. It's $49 per month, and the link to join is right at the top of the description down below. Look, Slow season doesn't have to mean an empty calendar and stress about covering your mortgage. These 7 strategies work. I've used them, our members have used them, and now you can use them too. So here's my challenge for you. Pick one of these strategies, just one, and implement it this week. Maybe it's setting up your first Airbnb promotion. Maybe it's adjusting your minimum night stays. Maybe it's sending your first email campaign to a few of your past guests. Whatever it is, take action on it this week and drop a comment below. Tell me which strategy you're going to implement first. I read every single comment and I'd love to hear which one resonated with you the most and that you're most looking forward to. If this video helped you to understand how to fill up your slow season calendar, smash that like button so more Airbnb hosts can find this content and improve their bookings. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button as well, because I'm dropping videos every single week on how to optimize your Airbnb, increase your bookings, and maximize your revenue. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.